I'm going to work off of notes because I may be a little biased, but I think this bill has several benefits to Kentuckians, and so I want to make sure that I don't miss any of them. Senate Bill 124 was the idea of Scott County School Superintendent Billy Parker. He told me about this idea last May, and when he did, I was instantly interested because it solves a problem in what I consider a creative and cost-effective way. When a teacher is absent from the classroom, there's a real cost to students and taxpayers. Despite substitutes doing their absolute best, they cannot fully replace a certified teacher. So classroom instruction suffers when the teacher's out on a sick day. Also, when a teacher's out on a sick day, districts pay both the teacher's salary and the substitute's cost. In Scott County, that costs anywhere between $115 and $160 per day, which is an obvious cost to the taxpayer. Senate Bill 124 seeks to remedy those problems by giving districts the option to create a program that would enable school employees to voluntarily cash in sick days within the guardrails the legislation creates. And there are two important guardrails. Number one, an employee must maintain a minimum of 15 sick days. That number wasn't pulled arbitrarily. That's consistent with the existing statute that allows employees to donate sick days in excess of 15 days. The other guardrail is a sick day can be cashed in for 30% of their current daily rate. This is also consistent with the existing statute that allows employees to cash in sick days at 30% of their daily rate at the end of their career. But it's important to note that a teacher cashing in a day-to-day would cost the taxpayer less than if they cash it in at the end of their career. So why would a teacher want to do this? Well, I think two key reasons. Number one, it gives them cash now that they may need for a home repair, a car repair, or just something that they want, like a vacation. But more importantly, it gives them the option to invest that money in a retirement account and get a much greater return than if they held the days and cashed them in at retirement. Based upon some calculations that have been run, the impact could be as much as 3 to 5 times more per year in retirement for a teacher that chooses to cash in the days now and invest them rather than cashing them in later. So why would the General Assembly want to do this, Mr. President? Well, number one, it improves instruction, as I explained before, and I think we're all in favor of improved classroom instruction. Number two, it's a reduced cost to taxpayers by avoiding the cost of employing a sub. Scott County Schools is, again, what I'm basing my numbers on, but it can save the school district anywhere, and taxpayers, therefore, anywhere between $17 and $62 per day. But what could be the most significant impact is that financial or the investment impact I talked about earlier. It could be a potentially significant positive impact on the teacher retirement system if employees choose to cash in days now and invest them elsewhere. Mr. President, I want to point out this idea has been fully vetted by KDE, KEA, TRS, and PPOB, and no issues have been found. The bill does one other thing, Mr. President, and I want to make sure that I explain this. The Senator from Marion is going to have quite a session. Between the bills that he passes and the things that he's implanted in many other pieces of legislation, he's going to have maybe one of the greatest sessions in the history of the General Assembly. So there's one other provision of this bill. It allows teachers to use sick days for religious holidays that are not on the school calendar, and I think that is an appropriate use of sick days for those teachers. So for those reasons, Mr. President, I move for passage of Senate Bill 124.
Senator from Marion seeking recognition for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. President. Speak in favor of the bill.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm a yes vote on this bill, and I encourage my colleagues to do likewise. But I wanted to commend the Senator from Scott for bringing this great common sense piece of legislation. It makes sense in a lot of ways, but especially we have 4 tiers in the teachers' retirement system, tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. But tier 4 teachers, those have been hired since 2014, their sick days at retirement are not calculated the same as tiers 1, 2, and 3. So it's in their best interest to be able to cash in those sick days as they go along and to be able to invest those days or use it for some other reason. So I commend him for thinking of those teachers. This primarily would affect teachers in Tier 4. And like I said, I commend him for his common sense approach to helping teachers, especially new teachers. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator from Shelby.
Thank you, Mr. President. Speaking on the bill here.
Please
Before I
proceed.
do, I just want to thank the Senator from Scott for his work on this bill and for bringing forward a measure that creates a new financial opportunity for Kentucky teachers and school employees. Our teachers give so much to our children and to our communities. They deserve policies that respect their work and create real options for their families. Senate Bill 124 is a practical step in that direction. It gives local school districts the option to provide additional annual compensation for certain unused sick leave, which I think it helps teachers and school employees turn good planning into real financial benefits. This is the kind of policy that we should support. Pro-teacher, pro-family, and respectful local control. You know, I appreciate the work on this bill, and I urge my colleagues to all vote yes on this. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator from Bullitt.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to vote for this bill because I want to thank the senator from Scott for doing a great job on this. It's a good bill for today's reality. It gives teachers options. It doesn't harm the pensions negatively. He's vetted it through the Public Protection Oversight Board. School districts save on not having paid substitute money. But I'm a dinosaur. And this it says that teachers are taking off using sick days when they are not sick. I just had to make that point. So thank you, Mr. President.